Welcome everybody, Jack here from Ginger Bets, and this week I'm previewing the Zozo Championships exclusively for sportspub.com. If you're new to these videos, let me tell you what's coming your way in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to break down the course, I'm going to look at the key skill sets required, and I'm going to bring you those all-important outright selections, of which I've got 3 this week, with it being a reduced field of just 80 players going to post. So this week's Zozo Championships takes place at Narashino Country Club in Japan. Hideki Matsuyama is the defending champion, who will lift the trophy this Sunday. Well, hopefully we're going to break that down in the next few minutes. The course itself this week is a par 70, circa 7,000 yards from the tip, so it's not long by any means for the best players in the world. It is a course that is tight off the tee, tree-lined fairways, and then really narrow greens that are heavily protected by bunkers. I expect to see a winning score of around 15 to 20 under par, with elite level ball strikers rising to the top of that leaderboard come Sunday evening, which leads me on nicely to the key skill sets required to lift that trophy come Sunday evening. Well, I've got 5 of them, and headlining will be tee to green performance of recent times. This is going to be the foundation of my research this week, and if doing your own, I encourage you to look for players that are using every club in the bag from tee to green really well of recent times. I then want to look at approach play, because quite frankly I believe this is a ball striking track, and it's approach play that will be the significant factor come Sunday evening. The ones that play really well with iron in hand are going to climb that leaderboard slowly but steadily and be there come Sunday afternoon. I want to look at greening regulations gained when we looked at the 2019 tournament where Tiger Woods was victorious. 4 of the top 8 players ranked in the top 5 for greening regulations gained on the week. I see it being another key metric this week. I then want to look at par 3 scoring, because there's 5 of them each day. That isn't the standard layout on a par 70 test. We've got 5 par 3s each day. That's 20 over the course of the week. So I want to pay attention to players that play the par 3s particularly well. And last but not least, it's strokes gained putting on the Bentgrass putting surfaces that faces the players this week. So that's the course. They're the key skill sets required. Let's get into those all-important outright selections. Well, headlining the portfolio for me this week will be a 14 to 1 selection, Collin Morikawa. Let me quickly tell you why. We've touched upon the importance of tee to green performance and iron play, and Collin Morikawa is the most prolific iron player on the PGA Tour over the last 50 rounds. He's a player that I want on side when it's a solid tee to green test, and certainly an iron playing test. I want Collin Morikawa on side. He'll be looking to put a disappointing 2022 season behind him and kickstart the 2022-23 season with a victory, and I see this as the ideal opportunity in a weakened field on a test that really plays to his strengths. He will headline the portfolio 14 to 1. BetMGM's the place. Go and get those odds right now. Second selection of the week is a player that arrives here in really good form on the back of a top 10 last week. He's an elite level driver of the ball, ranking in the top 10 on the PGA Tour for strokes gained off the tee over the last 50 rounds on tour. In addition to that, he's got an underrated short game, and he puts really good on the Bentgrass putting surfaces. He will relish the trip back home to Asia, and the second selection of the week will be SungJea at 10 to 1 with BetMGM. He will be my second selection of the week. I'm going to go a bit further down the board now for my third and final selection of the week, but this is a player who finished 7th here last year in 2021, and I believe that he's got the attributes to go a little bit further and perhaps lift that trophy come Sunday evening. He's not a player that I favour when it's a putting contest, but on these ball striking tracks that demand driving and elite level iron play, then I believe Keegan Bradley has an outstanding chance at 28 to 1 with BetMGM. I believe that he's got an outstanding chance of lifting this trophy come Sunday evening. The course will play to his strengths. He's already shown a liking for it. His iron play has been dialed in over the last 36 rounds, and I believe that if he can break even with his competitors on the greens this week, he's going to have an outstanding chance of a top 5 place, or top 5 place at the very least. and if not, lift that trophy on Sunday evening. So to recap the 3 outright selections, it's SungJea in, it's then Keegan Bradley 28-1 bet MGM, and the headline selection of the week, Colin Morikawa 14-1 bet MGM's the place. Good luck with all your selections this week, and before I leave you, don't forget, check out the full Ginger Bets Golf Betting Insights weekly package. It's all available on the sportspub.com website. Thanks for listening and good luck with all your wagers. Bye from me.